I am 34, going on 35 in December, and I have never ever been in a relationship. I know. Oh my God. It's not something I anticipated, honestly. In my early 20s, I always thought I would be someone that would get married early, maybe give or take 25, 27. But when I was heading into my late 20s and I could see that the signs of romantic love looked like it wasn't part of my story, I started to freak out a bit. And this reason of me being perpetually, chronically single has been a constant in my life. And it's taken some sort of like self reflection for me to realize why I've just been single for so long. And I'm gonna share that with you in case you're one of the ladies there. In case you're a fellow woman like me that has never had a chance of romantic love, even though it's something that you've yearned for, and now you've come to that stage in life where you're potentially planning for a future where you're just gonna be by yourself. I know everyone is gonna be like, be optimistic, be faithful, go out there, meet people. You don't pray, pray. Go to church, you don't go to church. Especially people that are in relationships, they always have like their advices and opinions on how to meet people. But honestly, a lot of the time it boils down to luck. And yes, technically, you increase your luck when you go out there and open yourself out to more people and meeting more people and exposure. But sometimes, I don't know, man, it might just not be part of your story. And maybe a part of me has come to accept that fact because now I'm just very comfortable being by myself. I want to try decluttering as I talk to you, but I know me, I'm horrible at multitasking. So I will try. If it doesn't work, we're just going to sit down and have that conversation about LOVE. I'm growing up. I wasn't somebody that boys looked at, like boys chose. I'm quite a tall girl. Like people don't know that I'm quite tall, but when they see me in person, they're like, "Oh my goodness, you're tall." Yeah, guys, I'm like 6 feet. So I've always been the girl that was the tallest in the class. When people were having like their first crushes and stuff, like mutual crushes, I never had someone like me. On Valentine's Day, when you graduate from being Valentine's with your girlfriends and now having boys like be your Valentine's, like that never happened for me. My Val was always my best friend who was Chinelo at the time. So we used to Val each other. And I remember primarily in primary school, I forget what class, but I'll insert a picture if I can find it. It was cultural day in school. And the thing then was that they will pair girls and boys up. So it's going to be a girl and a boy. They'll wear cultural attire and then they go out in front of the congregation because it was kind of like an end of the year party and stuff. And they paired me up with this one guy, and he was definitely shorter than me, you know. And the guy was legit sad. He honestly, if I remember correctly, he was crying that he had to be my partner. And so I remember that day I was dreading having to walk out with him because I know he didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there because I literally towered over this boy. And there were taller boys in our class. I don't know why they didn't pair me up with him. So anyway, he's dreading it, I'm dreading it. So we both walk out in our cultural wear. And the audience laughs as well. The audience laughs because the height difference was so absurd. That was like my first foray into seeing that, maybe I'm not the beautiful type. I'm not the one deserving of romantic love or young love. Throughout primary school, I didn't really have any crushes. Then I went to secondary school. In secondary school, for the first half of it, I was in an all-girls school, which was fine because it's all girls. Like, yeah, girls went out to tell the tales of like their conquest and whatnot. But my friends were not that out there. My friends were more introverted like me. They were more late bloomer kind of girls as well. They didn't really have boyfriends. So I tended to stick to the same group of people that had similar experiences or similar outlook as me. So we weren't particularly having conversations about boys from the age of 11 to age 13. So from that time, I now switched to a mixed school. So I left my all-girls school to a school from the age of 13, 14 to the age of 16, 17. I went to a mixed school, which was when I knew that boys didn't fuck with me. Nobody liked me. Like, even when people were having dances, like we had socials and stuff, and all the girls were being asked out to like dance with the guys and grind. I never had a boy ask me if I wanted to dance, like in my life. So I pretty much just grew up just being like, yeah, I'm not very pretty. God, I feel like I want to cry. Yeah, I pretty much just grew up like thinking, yeah, I'm not very pretty like guys. I'm not like a guy's cup of tea. I'm tall, I'm lanky. I had people make fun of me because of how I looked. I'll be called like, oh, you're so lanky, you're so long. It was horrible. Like, if you could pay me to disappear, I would have disappeared. Because I noticed that all the shorter, more petite girls were getting like romantic interest, and I'm like, oh my god, if only I wasn't this tall. If you could pay me back then to cut off my legs, I would have gladly given you. I'm like, take it. I don't want these legs. I would have gladly given it to you. So I never had the first kiss, and you know when you watch like all these romantic movies, and mind you, romantic movies bamboozled me. I was hooked. I was waiting for my never been kissed moment.
She's never been cool. And she's never been sexy until now.
She's all that moment where I take off my glasses and like boys are fawning over me. That was never my story. Anyway, I was waiting for those moments, but honestly, they never came. When you're growing up, you don't want to be seen as a different person. You want to be part of a group, a crowd. You want to be part of the team. But when you seem, or people recall that you are an outsider, you look different, my hair is short, my body is lanky, my shoulders are broad, I never look good in school uniform, my bum is flat, my breasts is, I've got small boobs. That was not what boys were checking for at that age. So I developed sort of like a hard exterior, like, oh, your words don't mean anything to me. Even though inside I was dying. When somebody said something to me, I would like be so like quick with my responses. I was super defensive. And when I don't then defend myself, I would stay quiet. Meanwhile, it's eating me up inside that I don't like what you said, even though we were seeing. And some of these people were my friends as well. They didn't mean any harm, but it rubbed me off the wrong way because it's part of myself I'm still coming to love and appreciate and like and just, you know. But because they didn't get it, they're still growing up. I've never like told them about my insecurities that, oh my God, I hate my height, I hate my nose, I hate my hair, I hate how I look. Like I would never say that to them, but them pointing it out just in a way, in the casual form, just made me just withdraw into myself. And if I didn't withdraw into myself, I became quite defensive. So yeah, so I went through all of secondary school, like never having been in a relationship, never having been liked or loved or appreciated or just, you know, and that is when you're the core of yourself. Like then you're not wearing any makeup, you don't have any clothing because everyone is wearing uniform. You don't have anything necessarily to beautify you. You don't have any money, like the boys don't have money, you don't have a career. Like maybe give or take, you're acknowledged for your smartness and your worthiness of being. But then you're liked because of you, technically. It might be a superficial like, but you're liked because of, hey, I like what you look like, I like how you behave, let's be a couple. So nobody liked me as I was, even though they thought I was funny and so, well, it was never from a romantic perspective. And even if it was never said to me. So I went through all of my early youth, just being unchosen. And so skip to university, I've just become so acclimatized to being alone. And it was in uni I started to appreciate like my height, because now when they're like, oh my God, you're so tall, well, that comes from a place of appreciation, opposed to, oh, you're freakishly tall, which was what I've had somebody say to me one time, that I was freakishly tall. I grew into my face and my looks maybe in my early 20s. I think that was when, in my early 20s, was when I started to realize that men actually were attracted to me. And these were men I was equally attracted to or developed an attraction to. But because I had no reference point of what romantic love looked like, and like I said, I had become quite a defensive person, like before you hurt me, I'll hurt you, I did become quite avoidant. And I didn't know how to do the dance of love, you know, give a little, take a little. Like I was pretty naive. And I know here is like a very sexually free country. I wasn't very sexually open because I already built up this idea of like sex and romance and love. I'm growing up Christian as well, the Christian Nigerian, someone that was well practicing Christianity and trying to be well deepened in my faith. I had this idea of what romantic love was, and there will be like a courtship, but before we even do anything, I know that we're headed towards marriage. So I was that kind of girl that would be like, oh, I want to save myself for marriage. I want my first kiss to be on my If you know how my first kiss happened, it was so ridiculous. But I want my first kiss to be with my husband, preferably, or someone I'm gonna be dating. Guys, it didn't happen that way, trust me. So because I didn't really have any context, I just didn't know the performance of like what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do, when to tell, when not to tell. Like I didn't know. Even when I had mutual attraction to the guys that were talking to me, I can see the roles I played in them not appreciating me. Like because okay, for one, there was one guy that I was very much attracted to. He was, and I think there was mutual attraction, but man, I talked too much. I was, I want to say I was mean, but I don't know if I was mean. I was just like shy, and when I'm shy, I can be quite like brash, you know, because I don't want to talk too much, and I'm just like, oh. So if when I, oh, the sun's gone down. So when I think about how I was in that space, I think a part of it was my uncomfortability and my avoidant nature with the opposite sex, and him being more experienced than I was just didn't work out. And yeah, I didn't know how to do the dance of romantic love, man. I didn't know. Looking back, I'm like, oh, I'm not feminine enough. I'm not nurturing enough. And then I tried to play the cool girl. It didn't quite work, you know. Oh, like, so I just did a lot of things wrong because I don't know whose Beyonce's t-shirt is this. Probably my sister's. Yeah, I'll probably keep it for them because if you let me, I'll probably donate this, but I know they will not be happy. Yeah, so I just didn't know how to navigate that, and ever since, it's always been a situation where I meet somebody, I like them, they don't like me, or they like me, I don't quite like them, or then I find that I know too much about them and I'm not as interested anymore. So yeah, and then now that was back in my 20s, but now that I'm in my 30s, the quality of men has declined. Oh my God. Tried online dating. Even though I wasn't very successful in my 20s, now in my 30s is even worse. Like the quality of men on Hinge. Oh God, they're literally unhinged. It's just taking a nosedive. And my outlook towards online dating now, when it was a thing of curiosity and excitement and optimism, now I'm dreading it. You know, like I have anxiety now when I go back online. I'm like, I don't know this person. I don't want to now go there and be disappointed. I don't know how to talk on text. I already enjoy my peace too much. I love my space. I love my solitude. Is this person worthy of being in it? So there's all this like yap. And again, I'm not like quite comfortable where I'm in life as well. So I know like I now have to tell this person about this, and I'm just like, oh, fuck it. So I end up not even putting myself out there, you know. So now I'm not on any dating platforms. So it's just me and mine. So that's been my history. Oh my God, that was a long history. So where am I now? I've sort of accepted my singleness because it's not that I don't want to be in love. I do want to be in love. So like when I've had the opportunity of being loved on and being loved at, I do quite like it, but I've never had it for more than 3 months. Three months usually is pushing it. Like I usually give men like 3 months to fuck off. I'm like, you're probably here for 3 months. Let me see how we go after the 3-month mark, you know, before I realize, oh, you're actually here to stay. But most times, a lot of men haven't met at 3 months. I do enjoy being wanted. Like, who doesn't want to be wanted? Who doesn't want to be appreciated? Who doesn't want to have their person? I think it's so cool having, you know, that's my person. Like someone you can always like depend on. I always wonder what my journey would have been like had I been partnered up. And I always imagine that it went well. Like I always imagine that, oh my God, I would have met this person, would have built a life, would have bought a house, would have bought 2 cars. You know, I always imagine that that's what my life would have played out. But it couldn't necessarily have played out like that. It could have made me a shell of myself or even more a shadow of myself, you know. But we always look at the pool and see it full, even though it's an empty pool. And we always imagine that, oh, I would have been this, and we have this optimistic idea of what our life could have been had it turned out a certain way. But I could have also been in a relationship and it could have ate me up and threw me out and chewed me out and vomited me out. And, you know, I could have been in a relationship where I wouldn't have recognized myself anymore as opposed to this sense of self I've learned about me. Like I have bloomed so much in my sense of self. Like I know myself to the core. Like I don't understand how much of self-awareness I have. I know my weaknesses, I know my flaws. And it's possible that I wouldn't have had the liberty of knowing this part of me had I been so wrapped up in a space where I wasn't meant to be at with somebody else, you know. But me taking this long to self-discovery has made me very, 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 very extremely comfortable with me being with just me. Yes, it's nice to have somebody else in my space, but it's a nice to have. It's not that I want it, I need it. It's a cherry on top of like becoming, you know? And tell me why I still have this shirt. Oh, even when I was volunteering at Green Toronto. Being a black woman in Canada is fucking ghetto, man. Like, it's the ghettoest shit I have ever had to deal with in my life. The interest that men have shown on me has been very limited. And I have a lot of friends as well that are in the same boats as I am. So I don't know, like at some point I just started to forget that I was a woman in this country, like especially when I turned 30 and I stopped clubbing. Like once I stopped going out, like nightlife, and once I crossed over to the 30 plus, I forget I'm a woman. Because here, nobody is looking at you, nobody is recognizing your womanness, literally zero. I went to Europe 3 years ago and because I was solo traveling, so I downloaded Hinge and Bumble. Guys, the number of interest I got, I'm like, what? I was literally declining dates. I'm like, oh, sorry, can't make it. Booked back to back to back to back, like, and I was only there for like a snippet of time, and I went on like bloody 3-4 dates. And I'm just like, damn, imagine if I lived here. Now, these were men from other races, you know, typically Oyibo men, white men. But now you could say, oh, was it fetish? Was it whatever? I don't know. It could have been I was there for a long time, I was there for a good time, not a long time. And it was like, oh my God, you're tall, let's go. You know, but I got to meet people. Again, I was traveling, so I was curious about their life in Belgium and in the Netherlands and in England. I was curious, so I was happy to be there. And I also had an air of like, let's just have fun with it and see where it goes, you know, as opposed to here back home where you're wanting something, you're hoping for something in return. But here, even my dating profile, it was mostly crickets or people you don't want to hear from. Yeah, my experience in Canada hasn't been very favorable, like because people don't recognize you. And maybe I need to be more aggressive in the search of love and be like, you, I like you, I want you. But it's not me, man, it's not me. So where are we now? We're single. We're still very much single. As I'm talking to you now, nobody is calling me, checking up on me, asking me, have you eaten? Even though I hate that question. Like when you ask me, have you eaten? I'm like, don't ask me that question. Yeah, I don't see me being in a relationship by the end of the year. So I'll probably be 35 again and come back and make this video and be like, 35, I've never been in a relationship. So, you know I should be trying on these clothes for you, yeah? But I quite frankly can be arsed. Should I do it? Should I do it? I think it's better content to show you the clothes, but Chisom is a lazy bone. Chisom is a lazy bone. I'm a woman and eggs tend to like die out like once you cross the 33 plus boundary and stuff. I didn't say that clinically, of course, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I don't really care for biological kids. I truly can be arsed. If I had a partner and he happens to be, I would love it. You know, I think I'm going to be a great mom because I feel like I have so much information and knowledge to give to my kid and my offspring. I'm going to be a kick-ass mom.
I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
But I don't think it has to be biological. I'm not one to go out and freeze my eggs and do all that and take IVF. I'm like, if it's meant to be, God would have made a way for it to be. And I wouldn't have to like force it into being. But I would love to adopt when I get to a financial, emotional, and pretty much financial state where I could take care of a kid. You know, ideally a toddler because I can't deal with babies. Gonna tell me what they want. But I do love toddlers, like 3, 4 and up. And I can take care of a kid that is deserving of love. I'm open to being a stepmom. I don't know if I really care for the experience of like having the baby grow inside me. I've never had it, but I see and I'm like, do I really want this? Probably. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, also great as well. But yeah, I think being single in Canada has been helpful because there's nothing you can accomplish in Canada as a single woman. You know, if you want to get a place to stay, you're good. I feel like some people even appreciate renting to a woman than renting to a man because you know that a woman will always typically take care of the space. So it's never been a case of like, compared to being in Nigeria, if I was a single man in Nigeria, I would have been ghetto. Everybody that called me from Nigeria is always, oh, when are you married? Oh my God, please, oh, time is going, oh, but being in Canada is like part of life, you know. There are women that are intentionally single. So it doesn't really hinder like your progress in life typically. It even helps you sometimes in jobs because you're like advancing quicker because you don't have to go on mat leave. You don't have all that excess domestic life stuff like, you know, you have to take on your plates as well. So I can hustle more, I can travel more, I have no restrictions. I have my only restriction is financial burden. But other than that, it's been fine. But I wouldn't say it would have been the case in Nigeria because being a single woman in Nigeria will be a lot more ghetto than here. If there's anything I've learned on my 34 plus years in life is that you can't control a lot of things. Like some of the things just boils down to luck. I did go through a mourning phase and like, you know, I might never be picked. I might never, maybe not say picked. Hey, I forbid it. I might never pick somebody. Yeah. I might never have somebody. Then it was an uncomfortable feeling I had to sit with. And I still, some days, you know, typically at night, when bed is cold, I'm like, oh, fuck. But by the time the burdens of the day comes to your desk, you're like, yeah, who needs men? But it was an uncomfortable feeling I had to sit with. And I realized that, you know what, my floor is creaking. You know what, this may never happen and it sucks. I have to sit with these realities of having to face life by myself. Like, what are the things I'm putting in place? Now that's more of a realistic thing for me. So taking those steps in place, so that's why I'm on this journey of improving the systems in my life because I can't be waiting for somebody to come and save me. You know, I always thought that there was always going to be somebody that will see life through it. I would see life through it, you know, like my friend now that's in the same boat as me, she's looking for a job, but she's married and he's taking care of the household. You know, he's like, okay, I got the bills, like we can work this out together. But as opposed to me, where it's just me. Now my mom lives with me and stuff, but like she's my mom. I'm taking care of her, not her taking care of me. Not her taking care of me. So someone to like just plan with, you know, like 2 heads are better than one, as people would always say. So now I'm getting more realistic about the timelines. Like, look, statistically speaking, the moment you turn 35, your options drop from like 20% of being in the relationship to like 2%. So yeah, prepare yourself for the realities. Of course, like I can do what I can do and try to look better, be better and stuff, and go out there more and be open to love. But if we're gonna go back through past history, we know that whatever steps I've taken hasn't necessarily like been successful. So I think I've just decided to not plan and not to control the love aspect. Sometimes, like yesterday, I was very, 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 very tempted to like download Hinge or like Bumble or stuff. And I just thought about all the anxiety that I have with going to my messages and getting ghosted. And I'm just like, do I want to put my heart through this again? You know, do I really want to put my heart through this? And so yeah, that's about it. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But for now, let's just know that Chisom is happily single. She's open to a relationship. But if it doesn't work out, she's also fine as well. But she needs more money. So here's to being consistent, guys. Okay, so if you are a single, no, you don't have to be single, don't mind me. If you are a woman that is well into her adulthood and is still trying to navigate life and figure out life, I'm also on that journey. I'm going on a mission to like improve my circumstances in life, starting with my physical space. So now I'm decluttering. I'm going to start an inbox. I'm going to start an inbox of my core systemizers on what steps we're taking to improve our life. And it's going to be baby steps. So the first step is now we're going to lay our bed every morning, guys. I'm somebody that gets up and does fuck all once I get up. Like I don't lay my bed. I think the only time I lay my bed is when I change it from laundry like once a week or 1.5 days a week, 1.5 weeks. And once I lay that one time, it never gets laid again. So I want to change that aspect. So for the next 7 days, every day, wake up, lay your bed. Okay? And if that means getting up 10 minutes earlier than usual before you roll out and shower and like get to work, that's what it has to be. Wake up, we lay our bed. Okay? Even though the whole room is a mess, like now, you wake up, you lay your bed. So I'm gonna if you want to be part of my baby steps to adulthood, oh, that's a good one, baby steps to adulthood, let me know and I will start a support group for fellow late bloomers like me. Let me know what your experience of love has been like. Have you had successful love, no love, lots of situationships? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm very open to sharing more of my life with you going forward. Now I need to go declutter my room. Thank you. I knew I was so bad at multitasking. I think I only folded like 5 items.